My name is Toni and I'm the lead performance nutritionist here at Munster Rugby. So in season, we play games roughly every 6 to 7 days. So we have a really quick turnaround time for our players, big emphasis on recovery. The boys go through a lot of collisions during the game, and it's really important that they're optimally recovering after those games to make sure that they're not putting themselves at an increased risk of injury. Straight after the game, we will use MRM, which is a mixture of carbohydrates and protein at a 2-to-1 ratio. That just allows the boys to get the quick first hit in to kickstart that recovery. We would also use carbohydrate shots and also the protein shots. A lot of the boys do have suppressed appetite after games, so it's making sure that we can still get the volume of food in that they need to make sure that they are optimizing their recovery, but making sure that it is in a way that's not going to put them at some additional gastric discomfort. Nutritionist kind of hit all our player preferences, whether they want something small or whether they'd like to mix something with more whole foods. So it just allows players to take charge of their own nutrition and choose what basically works best for them. On a day-to-day training week, we get multiple fueling windows in for them. So they will have breakfast, lunch, and then also we'll get some protein snacks in with them as well. So they would ultimately have shakes where we would use big whey, but then also utilize milk and some other whole foods to try and increase the nutrient value of that snack. Recovery is really important to make sure that they are optimizing their muscle recovery after training and games, because ultimately they are getting a lot of training stimuluses, and it's really important that we give the boys the correct nutrition to make sure that that's fully repaired, because if not, they end up increasing the risk of potential injuries. In that instance, carbohydrates and protein are really important. Protein to help the muscles repair by being the building blocks, but also the carbohydrates to give the body the energy to repair. Nutritionist have a huge array of products that go from ergogenic aids, recovery products, to fueling products. And we utilise these at different time points of the training day to get essentially what we need for the players. A lot of them are in convenient little sachets or in little shots, which just make it a little bit easier and a little bit more convenient for the players. Nutritionists are really good in terms of their communication, updating us on whenever new products come out, sending us out samples for the boys to try. So we recently got the caffeine melt, which we're going to get the boys to try in the next coming weeks during training and see if that's something they would like to add into their match day routine. They're always listening to us for feedback. They're always keeping up with the new trends in terms of nutrition. So the Clear Whey coming out recently and making items more travel friendly. So the Hydra 10 sachets to allow the boys to rehydrate on long plane journeys, which is really appropriate for us going to South Africa next week. They just have a really good array of products, and their customer service, they really couldn't do anything else to make it better for us.